Coding with Gautam, and guys, today we're going to do the level PowerPoints. Only true wizards can see the points of power, or you can buy the map from one of the wizards. Object literals, assessing properties, return statement streaks, variables, and while loops with conditionals. So the equipment you'll just need a very good sword because you're going to fight enemies. And yes, so that is it. And you could have good armor too because you're going to fight some enemies. So let me just equip my armor. Okay. First, solve the problem, then write the code. It's a code from John Johnson, a very good code. If you want to see other codes like that, just next time you open CodeCombat, look at the bottom, it'll show some codes. So, goal. Find and defeat the skeletons. To pass the trial, you must find 3 dark creatures, but first you need to find them. To summon a skeleton or say summon something useful, you should say on a point of power and say Vinny. But there are too many possible points, and if the spell is set in the wrong place, then it can be bad for you. Only wizards can see the points of power. Luckily, you know one of them, and he prepared a map for you. The map is presented in a tool with dimensional grid, 4 numbers. 0 is the wrong place. Positive numbers are power points. Iterate through the grid, find points, and meet your challenges. Okay, so this is the spell, the wizard, and the map. We got all these over here. Then we define convert. Convert is a function which gets the pose for the given power points. So for I in the range of length and power map, first this is the indexes, and now you iterate through each row. Then you get the I row and j column, which is the point value. The point value is the row and the column. So if the point value is greater than 0, so it has to be greater than 0. And if point value moduloed by 1 equals 0. So what the modulo does is, it gives the remainder. For example, you divide point value by 1, you get the remainder 0. So it will return 0. So you want whole numbers, not any irrational numbers or anything. So use convert to get x and y coordinates. Pose is the convert ij. You move to the pose, you say Veni when you're at the pose. Next, then you find the items, you get the enemy, and if there's an enemy, while enemy health is greater than 0, you attack the enemy, else you move xy, item.pose.x, item.pose.y. You say Veni, you attack, you say Veni, you get the bottle. Next, then after that, you can say Veni, you defeat the skeleton. Next, then you say Veni again, you get another bottle. Then you go to the last PowerPoint, and then you kill the last and final skeleton. Okay, so let's just talk about a few things. First thing, after you do the code, it looks easy, but we need to cover some concepts over here. We need to cover the modulo concept. Okay, I'm going to talk about the modulo concept a bit, and this concept a bit. Okay, so modulo. So if you type what is modulo, you get that modulo gives you the remainder. Okay, so for example, you keep 11 moduloed by 4, it will return 3. It will return 3 as the remainder. But if you keep 12 moduloed by 4, it will return 0 because that is the remainder. So always remember, modulo and division are related, but they're not the same. Modulo returns the remainder while division returns the answer. So that's it. And now loop to the power map to find positive numbers. First, you loop to the indexes of rows. So the power map would be like a 2v2 grid. So it will be something like, it'll be like this, okay? It'll be like this, and next then it'll be like an array. So it'll be 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. It will be like a grid. Okay, so now you loop through the indexes of rows. You loop through rows. Then you loop through columns. Then you only convert the positive values into chords so that you can move to the chords. And yes, Some people just move and they don't do anything. So what you have to do is you have to get the item if there's an item, enemy if there's an enemy, and these are some common mistakes. Number one, people just keep greater than 0 and they leave the modulo part, which doesn't work that well. They forget to define pose. And third thing, some people just keep pose.pose.x. That won't work. Just keep pose.x and pose.y. And yeah, so that is it for the level PowerPoints. Let's just go and review what we learned. Okay, so we used object literals, accessing properties. We used the objects of I and j and power map to get our point values and move to the PowerPoints. Then we access the properties of I and j, making them into rows and columns, and then keeping them together to make the point value. Return statements. We have returned the codes in the function. Strings. We have used strings because strings can be used in like commands such as the command, like you command a friend or you want to say something, so strings are useful too. Variables. We use variables so that our code isn't that big and clunky. So for example, you have this big line of code saying that here find nearest and in the brackets nearest enemy. So all you could do that is just keep that into the variable enemy. While loops with conditionals. At the end and at the starting, we used while loops, and I used the while loop at the end because my hero used to just attack once and then he used to run away. But now using this command, he will attack until the hero, not the hero, the enemy is dead. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this video. And guys, this is Coding with Gautam, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.